Hello, hello, we're back. Thank you very much. I was hoping someone would say something. Right now, what we've got for you is LEGO DC Supervillains. I'm with Arthur, who's the head of design. You are going to be showing us through your new, latest LEGO adventure in the world of DC.
Yep.
And just kind of showing us characters, locations, and also a bit about the story.
Yep.
I'm excited. I've played a little bit of this. I can't remember if it was E3 or Gamescom. We're in the world of villains, but we're not necessarily doing bad things. That's kind of where the story is pitched. Is that right?
Yeah, it's villains, so the Legion of Doom villains, trying to actually, believe it or not, at some point do something good, but because they're villains, they're so bad at doing it.
Right.
They can only go about doing good things in a bad way.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that in the story, there's the Justice League just vanish.
Yeah.
And they're replaced by the Crime Syndicate. For people that don't know who they are the Earth 3 version of the Justice League.
Okay.
And they're really evil.
Right.
Ultraman, Owlman, Grid. There's just like Johnny Quick. They're really evil people.
Yeah.
The villains realise that the villains are pretending to be good guys, but are there to be villainous, and then the story unfolds and gets crazy and silly and funny.
Yeah.
But it's all about villains.
Yes. So. Yes. Well, should we jump in? I don't know.
Yeah.
Where are you going to take us first?
I'm actually. I'm just going to load a save game because that's the easiest way. We've kind of finished the game now.
Okay.
And we're working on some of the DLC stuff that we can cover in a minute. So I think this is going to load us into probably, I don't know, about 2 hours into the game.
Yeah.
Where a couple of our villains are actually breaking into Arkham.
Right.
To break out more villains.
Right, okay.
Because you can never have enough villains.
No, well, this is what this game is about.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's so good to be able to do a game based on villains. I think if people can remember way back in 2008, we did Lego Batman 1.
Yes.
The first Lego Batman game, and that had hero levels and villain levels.
Yeah, yeah.
And ever since we did that, we've all had that itch of let's make just a villain game. Because everyone likes to be, Darth Vader, Lord Voldemort, whoever it is. Playing villains is the best thing.
Yes, and I think the humour of these games, the way that you take those villains and you kind of mash up with your style, is so much fun. A bit campy, a bit evil.
Yep. And DC have the best villains. They have just so many great villains. Joker, Harley, Penguin, Two-Face, Riddler. There's just so many great villains. So this is us breaking into Arkham, and we start here as Joker, voiced by Mark Hamill, and Captain Cold. And our objective here is like I say, we're trying to find some other villains because we need a bigger roster of villains. At this point of the story, our characters have kind of twigged that something is amiss,
right?
And they're going to need that bigger team. So you'll notice, Joker's got explosive pies. Captain Cold has got his freeze gun. Every character also has unique combat moves and animations. So here, as Captain Cold, I can grab a guard, and then I can do my special attack. I can turn them into a snowman and then kill them. Joker's able to just use people as a human shield. Again, though, at any point I can just trick them and finish them off. No one gets hurt. They're all plastic toys. It's not a problem.
Fine.
Exactly. There's some cool new mechanics.
Yep.
We've spent a lot of time with this game kind of re-engineering everything. It's just every character has to have a unique feel.
Right.
And when you've got so many characters,
yes,
and so many villains, and they're all known for doing villainous cool stuff, they have to be special. So they have to have unique animations, unique combat moves, finishers, all their special abilities and attacks.
Gotcha.
So here we are. One of the reasons we've come here is to break out a character called Livewire.
Okay.
She is she's pretty hardcore. She's a really good character. But again, she's got unique combat moves. She obviously has electricity, and we can take out loads of bad guys, which is always great. But what we're doing here is like I say, we're kind of breaking. Concentrate, we're breaking in, like I say, just to break some bad guys out, to give us that that bigger roster, because at this point in the story, the bad guys have twigged that something is amiss. But obviously, no one's going to believe the bad guys. If Harley Quinn and Joker came to you and said something was going on, you wouldn't believe them.
No,
you would assume that it's because something bad's going on. Like me freezing my own party characters. See, this is what happens when you give me the controller. Right, let's go in here. Livewire's going to just sneak through there.
So this is Livewire, I'll be honest, Livewire isn't a character I've come across before, and this is kind of the joy of the depth of the rosters that you guys managed to get into your games. It's like an education in, like, you know,
it is.
Really do dig up these characters.
And we've learned from the years of making superhero games. This is super villains, but they're in that genre. So what we've got now is, if I hold on, if I go back here, if I pause the game, there's a crime file for every character. I can open that up, and it will kind of tell me, she's known as Leslie Willis.
Right.
That they're the affiliation she's got. On the right-hand side, there's like her bio.
A little bit of context.
Yeah, the first comic she ever appeared in, if you wanted to go and read the comic.
Gotcha. Okay, that's
Superman
perfect.
Adventures number 5 from 1997. And then all these things at the top here are the powers and abilities she has. So the idea being, if there is a character and you're like, who? This is your perfect opportunity to do that little bit of research. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, this was just to give you a bit of a feel, a bit of a vibe of the game. You know, show how beautiful the game's looking, because we've put a lot of effort into that. But what I think everyone that's watching is going to want to see is the depth of the roster, and also as well some of the open world. So I'm going to just unlock. In fact, no, I'm not. In fact, I'm going to go. I'll go. That's the right button to press. While this loads, so we're going to go out into the open world.
Okay.
I have to apologise. It's going to pick 2 random characters from the roster, so we have no idea who that could be.
Well, that's exciting. I like that. Okay.
It is exciting. But you can see here on this is just basically a little diorama. As you progress through the game, it gets bigger and bigger.
Oh, man.
But it shows you what's in the open world. Obviously, this is in Lego form.
Yes.
The big orange ball is Apocalypse.
Right.
Which is a bad place in DC.
Yeah.
It's a great place in the game. And people are going to see, we've Lego Batman 1, we had a really small hub, which was basically Arkham and the Batcave. Lego Batman 2, we did an open world Gotham. In 2014, Lego Batman 3, we did some of the Lantern worlds. And now we've actually got the biggest hub we've ever done for DC, because it's got, here you can see I'm in sunny Metropolis.
Yeah.
But as I go round and as I sort of explore, every kind of cool place in DC is in this hub. So we have got Gotham and a few other places. So I'll show you that. But what I'll do first, because unfortunately Clayface can't move very quickly, even when he's in big form. He's a great character.
Not built for speed.
Not really built for speed. So I'll open the grid. Something we've done, if you look at the bottom, there's an ability filter.
Okay.
Because a lot of people are like, what character does what thing?
Yeah.
So I can just toggle through acrobat characters, advanced swimming, which is obviously very important when you're a villain. Beam deflect, chlorokinesis, detective mode. So all the different powers, it will show you the characters that can do it. So obviously I'm looking for a flying character. So I'm just going to go up here and I'm going to actually... who shall I pick? Let's have a look.
Man, you skipped over it almost, but that bringing up this screen is always the bit that I relish in these. Like, seeing the scope of the roster is incredible.
It's the thing that will get me into trouble, because everyone that's watching will be screen capturing,
and
then they'll be going through the roster, going right, who's in there, and they'll be making notes, and then they'll probably tweet me later tonight, just going like, who's this one and who's that one. So if you've got a character called Golden Glider who can fly, the reason I want a flying character is so that I can get a little bit of height and show that we've got Metropolis, and all the locations you'd expect, the Daily Planet, there's LexCorp, there's a nice trigger point there that will actually take you to Apocalypse, which is super exciting and really scary. But down here in the shadow of Metropolis is Gotham. So we've put them together. There's a lovely cable car that links the two.
They go from the kind of the Art Deco to the kind of dark and gothic world.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, the atmosphere will change, and the weather and the vibrancy and the music. Everything changes as you move around. And down here you've got all of the places you'd expect to find in Gotham, and it's a little bit scarier.
Yeah,
it's probably the best way. But all throughout, in obviously my little mini-map phone on the bottom, there's just stuff to do everywhere. So if I bring the map up, this is my bit of Gotham, and then up here I've got my sunnier metropolis.
Yeah.
We've got Belle Reve and a few other places here, in Wayne Manor and the Batcave, Amusement Mile. There's Arkham.
Okay.
This is a really spooky area down there, and there's a great Bizarro quest. But the great thing is, it's just a huge open world to explore. We've even got Smallville up there. So all of this area here, and you can go up a higher level. There's the Watchtower. There's loads of great stuff to explore.
Yeah.
But what I'll do is I'll kind of just give a scenic tour, and then as well, I'll show a few other characters. So there's Amusement Mile with some great gameplay down here. If I was to land, there's don't fall. Let's catch that one.
So even though this is a hub world, what kind of, you're kind of talking about, I saw the activity markers on the map, what kind of stuff could we do even while we're in the hub world rather than going on a mission?
So there's all sorts of stuff that range from the standard sort of thing like races to like some intricate puzzles, some quests, some really quite tricky challenges which require a bit of thought, which is really, really exciting because it kind of just pushes people that little bit further. But it's just the vibrancy and the unexpected. The work that's gone into everything we've got is there based in fiction. So it's not just random gameplay. It's all based on comic books, movies, TV shows, cartoons, all little nods to DC, so everyone will love it if they're a fan of DC. Whether you're a fan of hero stuff, villain stuff, there'll be a little nod to everything. And all of these sort of areas like here, you can actually go inside the buildings. There's gameplay to open them up. The pre-levels will kind of encourage you to do that. I'm just trying to think where else I can go.
I think that the just taking off and seeing, I think a lot of people don't associate this kind of scope and scale with the Lego games. It's crazy. And every time, I think we had a similar demo last year for a different game, you kind of pop up into a flying aerial mode and it just looks incredible. And to be honest, I always thought of these as hubs rather than being packed with activities as well.
Yeah, there's loads, and it wouldn't be right to have a villain game without having villain encounters. So there's actually random villain encounters that occur. So you can actually do random crimes, but you're doing the crime because obviously it's a villain-based game. There's also, I'm just trying to find, if I can find, I'm trying to find somewhere where I can be a little bit naughty because we've got a system in place as well that if you actually do bad things, the police will come after you. So if I just turn around and I'll just drive off down here somewhere. So like if I steal a police car, I'll have a crime meter that will slowly build up, and here we go. You look ripe for the picking. So I'm going to take your car, and then the more crime you do, your little crime meter will build up and build up and build up, and eventually the entire Gotham PD will be after you.
Okay.
So it's just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But we've tried to really up the ante with all of the gameplay, just to give people this great experience. If I
was not expecting you to be able to steal a car. I'm going to say this is taking me by surprise.
It's one of those PG-13 villains. Everything's really villainous, but done in a family-friendly way because that's important. But yeah, this is probably a good place for me to sort of just pause a minute, because what I want to show you is, so up here is a character called Arthur that I made earlier.
Okay.
So, something that's really important for everyone to understand with the game is that when you first start the game, the very first thing you do is build your character.
Yes. What was your guiding aesthetic with Arthur?
I'm not entirely. I think this was because I've just got a new puppy,
Right.
and this was kind of what I looked like after it mauled me in the morning.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I've still got scars on my hand, and everything is greeted with razor sharp teeth. So that's kind of me, half in my pajamas and half not. So
Leg chewed off.
But yeah, I kind of pressed randomise, if I'm honest. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to just jump there because the thing is, when you first start the game, you get to pick a difficulty level. We've added a difficulty mode in there so that experienced gamers get less hand-holding.
Sure.
And new gamers get more hand-holding. But your character goes into the story and is in every one of the cutscenes in all the story. It's your character. And over time, your character actually becomes the focus of the story.
Okay.
And I won't give away why, but it all hinges from your character. So here's my character. This is a different one I picked, which is a bit weird. It's kind of got a statue helmet head thing.
A clay body.
But what I'll do is I'll show you just how easy it is to change. There's a randomise button. So every character you unlock, actually, that looks like me as well sometimes. There's a randomise, so you can just, if you're like me and you can't be bothered, you can just click through, and the more characters you unlock, the more pieces you get, the more varied it can be.
Yeah.
But if you've got the time, you can actually go in and edit everything from, picking preset faces from characters you unlock. So you can go through and go, you know what, I want to have Bane's face. But I don't want that Bane. I actually really like pink. So I'd like a pink Bane.
I see.
So it's like Lady Bane.
Yes.
And then that hair isn't kind of what I want. So
clashing with the new face.
Yeah, and so you could go through and you could maybe pick, Harley Quinn's hair for your Lady Bane, or you could pick your own sort of hair, and you kind of get the idea.
Yeah.
You can pretty much.
You can mess with the colour. I see.
It must be trillions of combinations, and then you can do silly things like if you like cars, you can stick this on, and you could be walking around with a car.
It's a villainous look.
Yeah, you know what? It's a brown car because everyone loves brown with pink wheels, and. I could go into detail for everything cosmetic, but also, if I come out of that, it's powers and abilities. So I can change voices, speeds, my animation style.
Sure. Okay.
And you can create pretty much anything.
Is this the first thing you do in the game? Is you make your guy?
It's the first thing you do, and then the first thing you actually see is this character walks through and meets Lex Luthor. Right. And Lex is like, okay, so you're the new guy.
Right, yeah.
And you could walk in like this in your brown car.
Yes, you get that perfect custom character in a cutscene moment immediately.
Yeah, and it's just that great thing, and then you can run around. But you are in the story. So as well as all the great villains, this becomes a focal point, and it's really important because everyone wants to get that buy-in, as well as having amazing characters in the game. Like this guy up here, who it's pronounced Badge. He's a Green Lantern squirrel.
Right, okay. I'm going to say once again, not one I'd heard of.
No, exactly. But if ever you're in jeopardy and your acorns need protecting, Space Squirrel will protect you. But it's great. Every character, I'm going to show you here, I think I've got Lobo down here. Every character has got those unique moves. And Lobo should call in the Space Dolphin.
Oh my word.
And he can ride around on a Space Dolphin.
Is that a regular flying dolphin, or is it just a hovering dolphin?
It's a regular flying dolphin.
Right, okay.
Just like you'd find every day on the streets of Manchester. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
But the whole thing with this game is that we wanted to make the funniest Lego game ever.
Yeah.
We wanted to give a complete new twist on the DC universe, so that's why we've got villains. And we just want people to have fun. It is so fun being villains, trying to do good, but failing miserably.
Right, yes.
And then at a point in time in the story, there's just a really great reveal, and you have characters turning up from Apocalypse, like Granny Goodness. If you know who Granny Goodness is, she's the leader of the Female Furies. She's actually horrifically evil.
Okay.
But in our game, not only does she look bizarre, she also can throw sweets at people that explode. She has a rocket-powered Zimmer frame.
Yeah. Okay.
She has goons that are knitted with like button eyes, and they're like really evil, looking like Coraline characters.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just so much fun, and like I say, there are so many characters, and hopefully there's ones that people really love, like Music Meister, who will sing for you and dance. And then you've got characters like Ventriloquist. He's one of my personal favourites because you can sneak around on the back of the Ventriloquist dummy. He can also play a little bit of piano for you, and you can use that as cover.
Oh man. Really begin just a new appreciation of just how much work goes into not only getting all these characters and putting in your game, but just giving them the little details that are going to make finding it and unlocking them all so much fun.
And the cool thing is, so we've got a huge roster already, but we've actually got, because the game's out on October the 19th.
Okay, just next month?
Yep, on obviously, and we're looking for everyone to go out and pick it up. But there's a deluxe edition you can get at Game, I think it is, and that gives you the Season Pass as well.
Yeah.
And in the Season Pass, we've got some amazing sort of character packs that dial into sort of DC's CW universe.
Okay, TV stuff.
Yep,
right.
Yeah, absolutely. There's also a pack in there, a couple of packs of Aquaman the movie, which kind of give a bit of kind of context for the movie.
Yeah.
Zam. There's just some really, really great stuff.
I love it, and it's because when you kind of team up with with an institution like DC, obviously you get this enormous back catalogue to play with. But what I like is, the TV exists and the comic exists and the film exists, and this is like an arena where everything just gets to play together.
Yeah.
Which you might not necessarily get to do in any one of those places. So
yeah, and for anyone that's like fans of the sort of different areas of DC, you'll see the little nods to everything. So if you are a fan of, say, the Flash TV series, you'll see nods to the show. If you're a fan of the DC cinematic universe, there's nods to that. If you're fans of older animated series, there's stuff in there for that. So if you're a fan of anything DC, we'll have covered a little bit of it somewhere in there.
Right, Arthur, we are out of time. Thank you so much for showing us.
Not a problem at all.
I always have to really carefully think about it. Lego DC supervillains. I'm so used to saying superheroes.
I know, myself too.
It doesn't trip off the tongue. Guys, a round of applause for Arthur, please, and his game. Thank you again for coming out to see us today. We're going to have a quick change around, then we're back to play some stick bowl. So enjoy the 5 minutes until then. We'll see you in a second. Thank you.
For the players.